Falcon Punch!
Hello everyone, it is your favorite kind of punch, Mr. Falcon Punch 996, the underrated king, back to bring you guys another new video. And today I am going to be doing another manga recommendation video. Since you guys know I'm like the freaking master when it comes to manga recommendations, since my manga recommendations are the fucking shit, man. And you know, my manga recommendations, they're not the stinky shit, you know, they're the fucking good shit. And today I'm going to be doing, once again, another double recommendation. And today's double recommendation is going to be on two shounen series. And those two shounen series are none other than Akame ga Kill and Nanatsu no Taizai, or the English translation, which is easier to say, is the 7 Deadly Sins. And remember, this is only a recommendation video, so I'm not going to go full on in depth with the series, you know, since I'll save that for when I do a review on these two series. But anyways, in this recommendation video, I'm just going to talk about the story and why you should get into the series. Now, first off, in this recommendation video, I'm going to talk about Akame ga Kill, which I originally knew about for a while now, but I never got a chance to read it till I watched a video by McWhirlpool Inc. And the video just really convinced me to check out the series. So, you know, shout out to McWhirlpool Inc. Since, you know, that video just really got me into the series. And I have to admit, this is one pretty damn good series. But anyways, it's time to talk about the story of Akame ga Kill. And the story starts off with a young kind of village guy named Tatsumi, who originally went on a quest so, you know, he could get big and help his village. But soon, Tatsumi, you know, he meets this busty woman, you know, the Oppai shit. And he meets this busty woman named Leon, who at first steals his money and runs away later, since I guess that's what busty chicks do. And it's later that Tatsumi meets her again, but this time not as a busty thief, but as a highly skilled and deadly assassin for a group known as the Night Raid, who, despite being assassins, are actually fighting for the sake of justice. Fuck yes, justice! And after Tatsumi witnesses the true corruption and terror that the world of this manga takes place in the very first chapter, Tatsumi decides to join the Night Raid to kill all that is corrupt in the world. And that is what this series is basically about. And yes, this is a shonen series, but it is extremely, and I mean extremely, fucking dark. I mean, this series is just dark as hell. I mean, in the very first chapter, you see people get their limbs cut off, you know, blood spattering everywhere. There's this one girl who, in the first fucking chapter, gets cut in half by another girl who has these big ass scissors, and she just cuts her in half like she's paper. And not only that, you get to see these people get brutally tortured in these like almost hellish ways, and it's just like mind-blowing that this is even a fucking shonen series and not a seinen. But like, I have to have like loads of respect for this series, since like this series is not a pussy when it comes to violence and killing off characters, since, you know, it doesn't pussy around when it comes to killing off characters, since in like what, the current 34 chapter length right now, and they've only killed like I would say around like 4 or 5 characters that seem to like going to be like main characters, and this series just killed them off like it was fucking easy. It's like, okay, well, I'm just going to decide to kill you, so you're dead, you know, no hesitation. You know, people just die in this series, and it's fucking crazy, since, you know, not that many shonens do that shit nowadays. You know, everyone tries to keep all the characters alive, but not Akame ga Kill. You know, if the creators want you dead, you're dead. You know, there's no way around it. So respect Akame ga Kill. Respect. And the action in this series is also pretty good too. It's gory, it's fast, and it's very cool, since the people in this manga use these ancient weapons known as tegu. I think that's how you properly pronounce it. I'm not really good at pronouncing stuff, but it's pretty cool, and each and every tegu is pretty unique and has like these really terrifying abilities. And the characters in the series as a whole are really great, especially the Night Raid members, since you get to see why later on in the series, how and why these people decided to join the Night Raid. But yeah, definitely check out Akame ga Kill. It's a very enjoyable series. It has cool fights, cool characters, and it's very fucking dark. I mean, saying this series is dark and gory is like a fucking understatement. And, you know, it's a shonen, so if you like shonen, you know, check that shit out. It would be also cool if this manga series got an anime, but, you know, I could probably already tell that if this series did get an anime, it would be censored as fuck. But anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about Akame ga Kill. It's a great series, you know, definitely check it out. But now it's time to talk about the other shonen series I want to talk about today. And that series is none other than Nanatsu no Taizai, or the English translation, The Seven Deadly Sins, which is a much more newer series since it only has, like, I would say 19 chapters out right now. So it's, you know, it's pretty new, so I can't really go as in-depth with the story or anything like that as I would like to, since, you know, like I said, there's only 19 freaking chapters out right now. But the story basically starts off with this girl named Elizabeth, who is this princess who's on a quest to find a group of evil knights known as the Seven Deadly Sins. And the reason why this princess is looking for a group of evil knights is because the once good knights, the holy knights, have turned against the world, and the only people who ever dared to fight against the holy knights were the Seven Deadly Sins. So in the very beginning of Elizabeth's quest, she meets this young boy, or at least we think he's a young boy, we're not entirely sure yet, who is named Medalist. And Medalist turns out to be the actual leader of the Seven Deadly Sins. But unfortunately for Elizabeth, the Seven Deadly Sins disbanded as a group many years ago. So far in the manga, it's just Elizabeth, Medalist, and Hork, Medalist's friend who's also a talking pig, and a scaredy cat. You know, I know that sounds weird, but just go along with it. But so far in the manga, it's just the three of them going on an adventure to find the other members of the Seven Deadly Sins. And that's basically the story. As I said before, the series is fairly new, so there's not really much to talk about so far, since, you know, there's only 19 chapters. But I just have this gut feeling about this manga. Like, I feel this manga has potential to be the next big thing, or at least the next great thing in the shonen demographic, since this series has an interesting world, an interesting concept, and action which is cool and destructive, since in almost every single fight in this series, there are just giant craters left on the ground, like, everywhere. And the art is really good, it's really nice, very detailed, and it kind of has a slight Akira Toriyama vibe to it, so, you know, that's always a plus. And the characters, while a bit cliched in certain areas, are very nice. You know, they have room to develop, and they all have, you know, a good amount of mystery to them that I look forward to finding out in the future. And that is basically, you know, the Seven Deadly Sins in a nutshell. It's a pretty good series. Highly recommend you check it out. Like I said, I have like a gut feeling it has potential, so, you know, I'm just giving this series a little push, you know, talking about it today. That way you guys can maybe, you know, check it out and see if you guys also feel the same way. And if you make videos on YouTube, maybe make a video on it. That way, you know, your subscribers will, you know, find out about the series, and, you know, you can just spread the love of the Seven Deadly Sins. But, you know, don't forget to give credit to Mr.FalconPunch 996, you know, or Falcon Punch you in the face, bitch. But anyways, that is the end of this double recommendation. And, you know, be sure to check out these two series, as well as like, comment, and subscribe, as well as subscribe to 11 Supernovas. And, you know, if you haven't done any of that yet, you know, I'm just gonna Falcon Punch you in the face. So do it, man, do it. And anyways, I'll see you guys next time.